Welcome back to my channel, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And today I will take you behind the scenes of me designing a small 10 by 10 kitchen layout using my design software 2020. Now, this video is going to be an absolute must if you are just starting out planning your kitchen. I will have a complete beginner guide for you on the basic tips and tricks on how to design your small kitchen layout. And really quick, guys, before we head on over into the tutorial, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Together, I will teach you all of the ins and outs on designing and remodeling your own kitchen. My name is Kirsten. I'm a specialized kitchen designer with King's Kitchen in Tacoma, Washington. And let's head on over to 2020 design. So welcome to my 2020 blank canvas right here. So 2020 is our design program that we use to design kitchens and do all of our layouts for the installers and the customers, and this is where we do our renderings. So today I want to show you how to create a very simple 10 by 10 kitchen layout, a small kitchen layout, and give you some beginner tips while I do this. So a 10 by 10 kitchen looks like this, and it's basically a unit of measure because when you are looking at cabinets, you are working on your budget, a great way to determine pricing between the different cabinet lines is to ask people, hey, what are they in the 10 by 10 kitchen? Then you know which one is going to be a little bit more, friendly to your budget, or which one is going to cost more. So this is a simple, basic 10 by 10 kitchen, and we're going to create it from scratch using 2020. And let's start with adding our 10-foot walls and 10-foot wall right here. My basic setting is that my walls are 96 inches in height. And it's really important that you determine your wall heights when you work on your kitchen design. Most kitchens will have some kind of obstacle. So in this case, we have a window, and let's just say it's 36 inches high, 36 inches in width, and we're going to make it real simple and say it's 36 inches from the left wall. Now, it's really important to know where your window aligns from your finished floor. In this case, we have 48 inches of clearance. Our base cabinets are 34.5 plus 1.5 inch countertop, so we are fine. We're not going to interfere with this window from height. So when you start out, you're going to look at your kitchen and you will have set points for connections unless you change them. And you want to keep them in mind while you're designing. And then when you design, a lot of times you will start out of a corner, work your way out, or you will start with a fixed point. For example, in most kitchens, we want for preferences is that we center our sink base on the window. Oops. So I'll grab me a sink base and I will center it against this window. And then I'll add a sink just so we can all see that a little bit more clear. And I am a little bit picky, so I'm going to turn this off. There we go. Now next to your sink base, in most cases, you will have your dishwasher right here. If you have room, I'd love to add a trash pullout into the scenario because it's the perfect prep station and cleanup station, but we don't have enough room. So right now we have a 36-inch gap right here, which is perfect for adding a Lazy Susan. And we know what this guy looks like. So it's your corner cabinet, opens up, and you'll have your two trays that turn inside. Okay, so if I was to add a countertop right now, my dishwasher is exposed. It's not supporting the countertop. It's not strong enough to hold up a countertop. It just sits underneath. So I need something to finish this end. And actually, we have 24 inches left. So I'll add a 21-inch base cabinet right here. And while you're working on your layout, you also have to determine where you will have exposed ends, because most cabinets, you know, obviously if you're working with like budget cabinets and like I say big box store cabinets, they have standard finished ends because they're just really basic. But in semi-custom cabinet lines, in custom cabinetry, you're working just with nicer cabinets, you do have to specify where you have exposed ends, and only exposed ends then usually add to your pricing. So if they're unfinished, you don't have to pay for it, obviously, so you can save some money. So, but you do have to know where you will have exposed ends and determine how you will finish them. So I just added a finished end right here. So let's take a look at what we have right now. So we have in our elevation a basic line here of base cabinets already. That's looking really good. In our rendering, this is what that would look like. So it's really coming together. That's looking pretty good. So let's keep going. And I am saying here, now I have a range that I need to fit in. I have a connection coming up. Oops, that's the dishwasher. For a 30-inch range. Now ranges can be vented in a lot of different ways, but in our case, I'm going to say I have a 30-inch wide, just a micro vent hood above for venting, like this. And then when I have a range, in most cases, I want to add some kind of drawer space on either side. You do need landing space on both sides, but I also want to add some drawers on at least one side so I can add my utensils somewhere. So drawer bases are perfect for that. You'll have your utensils, you'll have your towels, you know, and trivets and different things like that right here. So now I have a space for my refrigerator that is coming up. So let's add your refrigerator. And I'm just going to double check on the height. It's super, super important that you double check the measurements on all of your appliances. Really, this kitchen, any kitchen gets built around the appliances, and you never ever want to make the mistake of just designing a kitchen and then ordering it and then going out to buy your appliances. It really should be the other way around. Get your appliances that you like and then work on your cabinet layout. So this, most refrigerators are 72 inches in height. So I just made this up for 72 inches. And now we have all of our bases completed. Look at that. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So let's get on with our wall cabinets so we can finish our kitchen layout. So let's just say in this scenario, my walls are 96 inches tall, but I only want to add about 30-inch wall cabinets because we're keeping this super simple. And also, just a quick tip here, you don't ever want to sit your wall cabinets right against the ceiling because they're probably not even and you'll have gaps. So you always want to keep a spacing here. We're going to keep a larger space here, but let's just say I have 30-inch wall cabinets, and you know, now I need to see how big is my refrigerator and what can I add here. So you got to figure out your top alignment. So your wall cabinets usually always start at 54 inches. This comes together from your base cabinet, 34.5, 1.5 inches for your countertop, 18 inches for your backsplash and clearance for any counter height, and then you add the height of your wall cabinet, 30 inches. So if I put all that together, I'm at 84 inches here, top alignment. So if I say 84 minus 72 for my refrigerator, that tells me I need a wall cabinet that is 12 inches in height. So 12. So I'm going to add a wall cabinet. There you go. Now, this is not a fancy layout. This is just a very, very basic layout. But if we were to get a little bit more fancy with this, obviously, we would add some paneling around here. So I would add some paneling, and then I would do a full depth cabinet above the refrigerator. But we are keeping this super, super simple and not fancy. So let's add a wall cabinet, that fits right next to the refrigerator, and I'm going to make this guy hinged on the left. And then I have another cabinet above the microwave, which is going to be the same as the refrigerator. And really, in most cases, you'll need about an 18-inch clearance for a currently like a new micro vented. So this is what it looks like. And I'm standing in front of my range. Now I can easily open this guy because it's hinged on the left. That's really nicely. And then here's actually another tip for hinging. I mean, function is super important. And you really want to think about everything that, you know, how you're putting this in. But if you have a lazy Susan, and I learned this the hard way, way back when I started in this industry, I had one of my first installs with the crew on site, and we had designed this base lazy Susan to be hinged on the right, and only because we were storing other things in here in that kitchen than pots and pans. And really, you should be hinging it on the right if it's right next to a range. You want to make sure that it closes where the range sits next to it, because if this were to open this way, the range sticks out and I wouldn't be able to open this cabinet door all the way. And that's what happened. Now, luckily, I had a really good installer, and he was able to change the hinges from one side to the other side, and that kind of saved me. But those are the kind of things. And there are just millions and trillions of things like this in kitchen design and kitchen remodeling. All these little mistakes that people make if you just don't, you know, learn all this stuff over the years. So just a little side note. So let's move on. We've got another corner coming up. So let's do a wall square corner. Again, 30 inches tall. And then I have another space here, 12 inches, that I'll add another 12-inch cabinet, and I will hinge that again on the right. So now if I stand in front of my range, I can very nicely open this cabinet and open this cabinet, okay? And let's say I have, I don't know, like this can be however you want to hinge it, depending on where you're using it. All right, so again, you have to make sure you know where your exposed ends are and how you will be finishing them, because this end is exposed, this is exposed, this is exposed, this is technically exposed, this is exposed if there's no wall over here. So don't forget to finish your ends. Now, when you come up on a window, I personally don't like to sit my cabinets super close to the window because I feel like it feels extremely heavy and takes away a lot of the lighting. So I like to leave bigger gaps. So I'm leaving a 12-inch gap right here, and I want to have the same gap on the other side of the window. So I have 45 inches left. 45 minus 12 tells me I can add another cabinet that is 33 inches in width. All right, so now I have another 12-inch gap, and then let's just add our countertop real quick, and we can see what our kitchen looks like. So basically, I am done with this 10 by 10, super easy, simple kitchen design. And it's functional. It looks good. It's exactly how you would be functioning, like your cooking station, your prepping station, your cooking station, your prepping station. You've got your dishwasher sitting where it needs to be. Everything functions. When it opens correctly, you figured out your finished ends and you actually finished them. Another thing you would add would be toe skin or toe kick along the bottom to cover up gaps. Plus toe skins, a lot of times the standard toe kick doesn't come finished. Then you would add 1/4-inch molding to wrap around all the way so you can hide any gaps in the flooring, because your flooring usually doesn't run underneath the cabinets. You would also add scribe molding to any exposed sides because your walls are uneven and there will be gaps. And you can take it even further and add crown molding, double stacked crown molding. You can get really crazy with it. And you can even add light valance molding. Okay, but this is your basic 10 by 10 kitchen layout, and just a few beginner tips for you when you are starting out and designing your own kitchen. So I will meet you guys in just a sec, back in the video. Now, I hope that showing you guys how I design a kitchen from behind the scene and kind of walking you through the steps can help you figuring out your own small kitchen layout, your basic kitchen layout, and really there's so much that you can learn for kitchen design and planning and remodeling. I mean, it takes years and years to become like really efficient at it and create that knowledge over time. But I did create a free kitchen planner. It's a super in-depth kitchen planner for you guys that you can grab right on my website. So the handle for my website is below. Head on over there, grab your free planner so you can start planning and designing your own kitchen. And there's also a page that completely explains how to measure for cabinets to make sure you don't forget any important measurements. Other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like this video. I'd love to hear your feedback. Questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below. And other than that, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.